Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another speed build. Today we're going to do something a bit out of character for me. We're actually going to talk about the build, at least for a little while, because if you saw a little while back at the very beginning of the year, I went ahead and, like most Simmers, I made a list of things I would love to see in The Sims 4 in the brand new year, which is 2024. We're going to talk a lot about the new year today. But in that video, I went on a long, drawn-out tangent about this new expansion pack I would like to see. And I forgot to add that I really want to see burglars be put back in the game, so that's kind of fucking embarrassing. But, anyway, that's irrelevant. But if you remember from that video, which I will link at the end of this video if you want to go back and watch it, obviously, I want to see a pack based around hotels. In The Sims 3, we had The Sims 3 Island Paradise, which was the equivalent to The Sims 4 Island Living, except it was more hotel-centric, and granted, it was very glitchy. I've tried to play The Sims 3 Island Paradise a few times now that I have, like, a big monster computer, and even my computer is like, bitch, what the fuck? So, you know, obviously, I would like to see a game that runs a tad bit better, but also, I will not speak ill of The Sims 3. The game is super old, and it is always going to have a special place in my heart. But I would love to see a pack based around New Orleans, and instead of being more, like, hotel-based, I would love for it to be more, like, bed and breakfast style kind of thing, and I really think the software from the For Rent pack could be, like, something you really use often to, like, kind of help close that gap of how it would essentially work. It would work very similarly to apartments, at least in my brain. Keep in mind, I was a business major, and I actually have no idea about anything in terms of building video games, coding. Honestly, I can hardly work my iPhone. So, like, I literally, this is so embarrassing, but in school, I, multiple times was doing a presentation, but one time I was doing a group presentation, and in order to, like, prove that our group met on Zoom, and that we were, like, actually doing what we were supposed to do, we had to, like, take a screenshot, and everyone was on their phone, and, anyway, basically they're like, Tiana, you take the screenshot, submit it, so we can all get our participation point. I was like, yeah, no problem. I have a MacBook. My professor literally called me out. He's like, so glad your group is working well together, loved your ideas. By the way, do you not know how to take a screenshot on your computer? Because the screenshot I submitted of, like, our Zoom in the corner, or in, like, the top corner was, like, how to take a screenshot on MacBook, 2015 MacBook. Yeah, little embarrassing, but I don't know how to do that. But anyway, I would like to see a pack inspired by New Orleans, because I really like that kind of gothic architecture style. You know, iron railings, pretty shingles, really bold, vibrant colors, and I think it would be really cool to see the kind of world they managed to come up with. And also, I have this has been, like, a long time in the making, okay? I was hoping that we could either do kind of an overhaul of ghosts, because they're a little, like, meh, you know? Just, like, a little overhaul, and or hauntings, because we already have the paranormal stuff pack, we already have base game ghosts, so I really think that, like, they could incorporate stuff we already have into the pack and, like, make more of a feature. And then, additionally, we already have voodoo dolls, but they're kind of just, like, meh. Like, you don't really, I'm sure a lot of you didn't even know that, but we have voodoo dolls. I believe they're base game. I put a couple in this house because I was trying to make a home that would kind of represent what I was thinking and how the world and, like, the homes and stuff would kind of look. Granted, I am not a specialist. I literally went online and looked up a floor plan of a house this style. I had so many reference pictures. My Pinterest is like a fucking rabbit hole of, you know, engagement rings, healthy lifestyle stuff, Sims builds, and books. You know, like the normal. I mean, I don't think that's abnormal. But I used a lot of the Strangerville, expansion pack, or game pack, pardon me, as well as a lot of, the Wedding Stories pack, I believe, for, like, the windows and stuff, but I really just love that style. I think this house came so beautiful, and it's blue, and I love it, and I'm so happy. But really, that's my idea. So, you would have a world centered around small-time bed and breakfasts, and, like, tourism and revenue, and then for the lore, because I love the lore, love it, they should obviously have, you know, like, some big industrial hotshot who, like, wants to come in and build this ginormous brigade, and, like, maybe there could be, like, a little bit of an enemies to lovers trope. I don't know. Who said that? That's, like, not my favorite trope or anything. And maybe a small, like, local girl or guy was, like, trying to take over their family's bed and breakfast and trying to save it, and this developer's like, I want to buy your land, and they're, like, literally pissed the fuck off, but, like, in Simlish, you know what I mean? And we could just literally love the lore. So that's my grandiose idea. I don't know what the pack would be called, but you know what? I think if I gave it even 5 seconds of thought, I could come up with a better name than The Sims 4 for Rent. A lot of people are like, what do you think of The Sims 4 for Rent? And every single time anyone asks me on stream, I feel like the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, meh, the name is really fucking bad. And I don't really feel bad about that because, I said what I said and I stand by it. But I really, really love the way this house came out, and I just think it's so beautiful. I put a little detached garage. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I am so sorry to my limited pack queens. I did not limit the packs. I don't have all the packs, so I know I didn't use every single pack, but I used a lot of them. I know. Shame on me, literally. But I was just so happy the way this came out, and I cut out some of the outdoor area because there was a lot of landscaping. There was a lot of, like, fixing and finicking and, like, anyway, don't you worry about anything you're missing or how fast the build is going, because per usual, we're gonna go at the end do a live in-game tour so you guys can see all the beautifulness that I put into this home, because I'm not gonna, like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but this house came out really fucking cute. And I also think it'd be really fun to play in, especially if you're doing, like, a Not-So-Berry challenge. I built a Not-So-Berry house last week, if anyone wants to see it, like a starter mint gen base game, or not base game, but a mint starter home for the Not-So-Berry challenge, which is a super fun challenge if you're ever looking for a way to, like, spice up your gameplay. And I think the reason it's so fun is because it kind of challenges you to do stuff that you wouldn't normally do. You know how embarrassing it is for me when I talk faster than my own brain can handle? Like, I'm sure those of you watching this right now are like, good God, are we on 2 times speed? And you're like, holy shit, no, she just talks like that. Let's take a breath. Let's gather ourselves as we finish up the outside of this house. But let me know what else you'd like to think, because I'm gonna, like, pitch this idea to the Sims team. I'm sure the Sims team is, like, low-key watching. I don't know. I wouldn't blame them if they were. I am pretty cool, if I do say so myself. But I'm really happy with overall the entire house. We're now on to the inside, and I used the cabinets that just came with the new For Rent pack. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when I first saw these, I was like, I'm not gonna use these that much. I don't think they're just, like, not my style. I can't say they're my favorite because Dream Home Decorator exists and those cabinets pop the fuck off, but these cabinets are just really stunning. I feel like they're very different from anything else we have in the game, and I'm really happy with them. But I wanted to do a home that kind of looked in between, like, historical architecture for, like, the style I was going for, but also felt, like, modern. So I didn't do a super closed off floor plan, but I did do a really beautiful formal dining room, and I had the idea that whatever Sims lived here, they probably made it big. They, like, own a lot of the property or they work really well with the hotels in the area, in this world, in this fake world that I've created, right? And on the side, they make wine, and I love that. Now, is this because I watch a lot of Hallmark films and my dream of, like, running away and making wine and having my own Christmas tree farm and just, like, doing my hot girl shit is, like, something I think about pretty consistently? Yeah. But, like, I don't care. But overall, I think the house came out, like, really cute. All the blue accents, I used a lot of blue accents everywhere. But we're about to break into the living room, and I have to be honest, I cut out a lot of the footage from the living room because it gave me that much stress. But, like, look at me using that copper sink. Sorry to flex on you. I love using copper sinks, even though in real life they can kind of be a pain in the arse. So, anyway, back to my 2024, because, like, I get really, like, if you've ever had to talk to yourself for 22 minutes straight with no one else conversing with you, it can be challenging, and I can fucking talk, man. I can talk. I'm not one of those kids who had, like, talks a lot on their report card because I was always afraid of authority and disappointing people and letting them down. I also have, like, kind of bad anxiety now as a grown adult. But as a child, I wanted to talk a lot, and I still struggle with the whole, like, if you're talking to me and I have, like, a thought in my head, I feel like I have to get it out, but, like, I don't want to interrupt because then I feel bad about myself and I get, like, social anxiety. So, like, I'll suck it in my brain, but then I feel bad because I couldn't get the thought out, and now it's gone. One of you who's watching this is probably, like, some kind of specialist or, like, something, and is just, like, diagnosing me. Like, I am somebody's case study right now, and I don't really mind. You know, it's okay. I had this weird thing kept happening where I kept getting, like, the modeler, as you can see, while I was trying to do the bookshelves, and I almost rage quit on the bookshelves, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot. And then you know what makes it worse? So I took a break, like, halfway through this build, because it's a big-ass build, and, you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and at some point I do have to sleep. Sleep is for the weak. Anyway, and I get back in the fucking game, and, my bookshelves are, like, all gone. Like, literally one is there. I don't know what the fuck happened. I have spent a lot of time, like, painting terrain on, like, a big 50 by 50 lot, and, like, dealt with that, and then gone back in the game, and, like, you know? And I've felt rage. I have felt rage playing The Sims. I'm doing the 100 Baby Challenge on Twitch, or on TikTok Live right now, and many of you have probably seen me rage quit. I have not felt this much anger in a long time. They deleted my books. I was like, I'm fucking quitting the game. Anyway, I didn't quit, obviously, but I did consider it. I did consider it a few times, and I don't feel bad about that. I was trying to, like, go for really blue, but, like, also not super blue. And with the shelves, I was like, I wish they were a bit more gothic looking, but I really wanted them to be, like, floor to ceiling as well, so that was, like, the part I was struggling with. And honestly, this entire living room, I really did cut out, like, quite a lot of footage. It's funny to me. I would say more than half of the video is dedicated to the outside, which I cut a lot out of. And, like, just, like, the main living room. Not even, like, the dining room included, because the dining room came together, like, pretty quickly. I knew what I was gonna do. I was here to vibe. I love that sofa. That sofa is from Cottage Living, and it is arguably one of my favorites in the entire game. I think I'm gonna make a list of, like, things that I just think are my absolute favorite in the entire game. For, like, no good reason. I just like them. Now, at the time, I thought it paired really well from this sofa from high school years, and now I'm looking at it, and I'm really questioning if I like it. Oh, that lamp from the new For Rent pack is so good. It's so good. It has such good swatches. I'm obsessed. Oh, and apparently I cut something out. But there's my voodoo dolls, obviously. We had to get, like, you know, we had to get the vibes in. I wanted this place to look, like, lived in, but not cluttered. If that makes sense. It might not. If it doesn't, that's okay. A lot of the shit I say on this channel doesn't really make sense, as some people so, like, love to point out, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, I only, you know, lie awake at night and think about every mean thing I've ever done, said, or had said to me. So, that's mostly a joke, but, like, sometimes it's not. Anyway, speaking of, you want to know what I did today? And I'm very proud of myself. And this is it. We're done talking about the build. I might talk about it, like, a little bit more, but, like, tune me out if you want. I don't know, mute me. I should upload 2 versions of my speed builds. One where I do this and I just, and one where I just, like, put some cute little music over and call it a day. Because I know I actually don't like watching speed builds that only have music over them, but that's, like, a personal thing. I don't know if you do. Let me know if you do, because I would be happy to, like, do that. Honestly, you'd save me a hell of a lot of time and energy if I didn't do these freaking voiceovers. Like, when I, like, make my videos, if you look through my footage, because I have, like, a folder where I keep my videos, like, and I stream a lot, I build a lot, so, like, I have quite a few, like, in my folder that I just need to, like, crank out and edit. Editing and doing voiceovers is, like, so hard for me. And that's why I'd be forcing myself out of the house sometimes, so I have shit to talk about. But anyway, this is what I'm going to talk about right now. So, obviously, I made this vision board. I've talked about this vision board, like, a lot. 10 out of 10 recommend doing that with your girlfriends if you, like, you know, want to be super cute and slay. But I've felt like this new year thus far, I have not been being very slay. I felt, like, kind of mid. I also haven't been sleeping too good because, you know, I lack a little bit of structure now that I'm not in school anymore. And I work, like, weird hours, you know what I mean? Like, I work, like, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. So, a little weird. But today, I got up and I went to spin at 5:45 in the morning. I don't mean to say that I'm better than anybody, but I'm better than a lot of people. That's a joke. Mostly a joke. Mostly. But I went to spin and I had, like, so much fun. I don't know if anyone's ever tried spin. The first time I tried it, and also, like, little pro tip, if you go to, like, a big state school, typically you have, like, included in your tuition, like a health center, health services. Like, I at my college, I could go to the dentist, I could go to the gym, I could go to spin classes, like, and it was all included in my tuition. Mental health services, like, the whole nine. So, just in case you're, like, ever struggling and you, like, need something, or you want to, like, take advantages of the resources you already pay for in your tuition, make sure you check out what your school offers, because it probably offers a lot more than you think it does. But the first time I ever went to spin was in school, because I could go for free, and I was, like, not doing super hot, if you know what I mean. And I was like, I'm gonna be that bitch. I'm gonna go to spin, I'm gonna be, like, a hot-ass bitch, and just, like, you know, in, like, my little hot girl pants, and I'm just gonna, like, be slay. And I went, like, a handful of times, and then I moved further away from the college that I was going to, which is awesome. For those of you who live in a college town and live relatively near your college, I don't know about everywhere, but I can speak in my experience. It is like a cesspool of misery, honestly. I have never been so happy to live further away from something, and everything is so expensive. Like, anyway, that's a story for another day. But we are getting into the primary bedroom, as you can see. And we did just flash to the gym. Just know that gym is no longer there. I ended up putting that gym in the guest house, because when I was originally planning on building this build, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if we did, like, a converted garage guest house for the grandparents. But it ended up being, like, smaller. And I like the size it was at, but I was, like, looking at it and was like, there's no way you can put a bathroom out here or, like, anything. So I ended up doing it a little different. So I moved the gym. It's the same layout. It's got all the same decorations and whatnot, just in the other room. And I ended up making that, like, an in-law suite, or I guess it could be also a guest room. It just depends how you play. But I'm trying to think. This house ends up being a 5-bedroom, I want to say 3-bath house. It's really pretty large, in my opinion. And I'm really just overall so happy with how it came out. There are obviously some things I couldn't achieve in terms of the overall look, because, again, I'm trying to just, like, get across what my vision is, what my overall vision is. And that can be hard for someone like me who just, you know, gets distracted and doesn't really know how to articulate everything that's going on in my brain, because it goes on so fast. But I thought, what better way to explain what I'm thinking than this? And that entire video I had was, like, all going inside each other, because then I thought, like, oh, we could base game update, like, overhaul, do a pilot's career, and I had, like, all these ideas. I really urge you to go watch that video. I'm really proud of, like, the ideas I came up with, except, like, an idiot sandwich I forgot to put at the very end. All I want to see is some freaking burglars. I miss when the burglars would come over and be like, and, like, repossess all my shit. And it was awesome. It was awesome. And, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Would I have my Sims be woohooing the burglar all the time? Probably. Mama, I'm in love with a criminal. What? Sorry? So that's just, like, me and myself. Oh, okay. Here we are in the teens room. I made a room for a child, a room for an infant, and a room for a teen, as well as a in-law suite, and obviously the primary bedroom. And I really like how this teen room came out, because I was a little bit struggling at first because the, like, lightness, and I really wanted to use this particular wallpaper because I liked all the wall details. I don't know exactly what those are called. I'm sure one of you is like, you're a fucking idiot sandwich. They're called this. My bad, guys. My fucking bad. But overall, I ended up being pretty happy with it. Like, imagine being in a historic home and trying to make, like, a cute little teenage boy room. And I like the idea of putting this foosball table in there, because I just know, like, I don't know about y'all, but for those of you who are dating anyone, but, like, my partner in particular, and most of the people I know with partners similar to mine, they just have an obsession with Facebook Marketplace. And I just know, like, this fucking foosball table would be the exact thing, like, a 17-year-old boy would be on Facebook Marketplace and be like, Mom, look what I found, $200. And pick it up and just put it in their room. So, like, that's kind of the idea I had. I know that's, like, a little silly. And then I made, like, a little hat shrine with some of the stuff from the Everyday Clutter kit. And finally, we are moving into our final infant's room. At first, I was going to make it a toddler's room. And I was like, fuck that. We ain't doing that. I feel like this room came out pretty gender neutral, whereas the other ones are, like, a little bit more, like, this is more masculine, more feminine. So I think that's nice and fun. So, you know, if you move a family in here and you play with them, you could just, like, very easily just, like, let them have a little baby. Because I don't know about y'all, but when I get bored, I start popping out fucking babies. Because unlike in real life, childcare is free, it don't really matter, you don't have no hospital bill. It's pretty good. It's pretty good in my opinion. But I just ended up, I almost put that stupid cow plant flag up, and I was like, no, that would be, like, a little scary for, like, an infant. But I ended up doing these, like, jazz-inspired paintings to kind of tie the overall theme in, and all in all, I'm really, really proud of how this build came out. Obviously, we were zipping around really quickly, and I know all of you are dying to see an in-game tour. So, without further ado... Oh, just kidding, I forgot I did this! That's embarrassing. Yeah, this is, like, my last little guest room. Itty bitty, really quick. I think there's like literally 60 seconds of footage because there's just not that much to see. I love these little base game or cats and dogs. I think they're cats and dogs lamps because I think they're gorge, and I'm totally obsessed. And overall, the build came out really super good. But again, we're going to do an in-game tour, so don't you fret, my lovely, lovely people. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright team, this is our final build product, and she is a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. We are obsessed with this like little powdered blue look. I love her, I need her, I want her always. And I just am really proud of how this overall build came out. So let's start with the outside. Obviously there's like some beautiful landscaping when you walk up. I say beautiful lightly because all of you know I'm not the best landscaper. So, like, if you don't like it, like, you know, kind of like, you know. And then we even have, like, a little side area over here. I thought this was really neat, even though it doesn't really lead to anywhere. I think it's because I really just wanted to use the store, and I like the idea of having a side entrance. And then, obviously, we have, like, a pool area. I use these little butterflies from the backyard stuff kit. Or pack. Stuff pack. Anyway, and I just love the way it came out. I'm really happy with it. Then, of course, over here, we have our little detached garage, converted garage. And it's the same as what you saw in the build, it's just now over here. All in all, it's really, really cute. And then, of course, we have, like, a little patio area, some plants, obviously a bar. This is New Orleans. We're gonna be needing a bar. A little outdoor dining space, kind of like a little play area, and I'm really happy with just how this came out. I think it's really darling and adorable. And I love the way the landscaping kind of flowed throughout the entire house because I really struggle. But let's go on into the actual home. There's like a really teeny tiny entryway. And then of course, there was a plant or a thing there, but it must have deleted. Like I said, my stuff's just been deleting. But we have the kitchen right here. She's big. She's beautiful. We love her. See what I mean? See what the fuck I mean? Hold on one second. There we go. And then let's change the color of that. There we go. But this is the overall living room, and we love her. You know, I told you I wasn't really sure about if I liked the pairing of the cottage living sofa with the high school year sofa. It could be better, but it could be worse. And I like the little clutter. We have our little voodoo doll, obviously, which, let me just double check. Oh, hold on. I'm pretty sure you're base game. Nope, we can't do that. Just kidding. Okay, well, I think it's base game. Then over here we have a formal living room with like all of our elixirs. And I just imagine that these are like the kind of people... My partner, his mom is like a big wine person. And she loves red wine. I don't. I don't really like wine. Unless it's sangria. But anyway, she's a big wine person. And she has her special red wine, like she orders it by like the case and keeps because she can't get it at the grocery store in where we're from. Then we have like a little entryway mudroom. I guess this is considered a mudroom. And then we have like this beautiful little bathroom. I paired this wallpaper from the For Rent pack and this tile from Dine Out, and I think it came out really beautiful. Then, of course, we have a very formal office. I love the way these bookshelves look together. These are from University. There are 2 chess tables in this house. 2. And you know what's worse? They are arguably, like, 15 feet apart. So that's embarrassing. But anyway, then you're going to come upstairs, and we have just, like, a little hallway with some art. I love these little paintings from University. And obviously, these came with Strangerville. Over here, we have a primary bedroom. I love the way it came out. I like these lamps from the Vampire Stuff Pack. I know that's, like, really fucking weird, but whatever. Whatever. And I didn't put anything on this balcony, probably because I forgot. So, yeah. Like, let's just do, like, an art easel. Everybody's an artist, you know what I mean? We'll do that really quick. Just before I put this on the gallery, we'll do, like, you know, like a guitar and an easel. Bam. Furnished. Sorry, that's embarrassing. And then we have a little ensuite restroom. We love her. All the bathrooms pretty much look the same. Then over here, we have a room for a little girl, and I like the way this came out. The overall floor plan, like, I was looking at it, and in the OG floor plan I was gonna do, it was supposed to be like this, but proportionally, I just couldn't make that work, obviously. Like, I don't know. So I had to, like, you know, simify it a little bit. But always, if you struggle with floor plans like I do, just freaking go online, man. Go online, it's easier. Then, of course, we have a hall bath. I love the way this hall bath came up, and, like, the flow of this overall house. Here we have our kind of teen boys room. There's our little hat rack. I thought was cool. Like, maybe they're, like, a baseball hat collector or of some kind. And I just like the way this little area came out. I think it looks like very, like, lived in and cluttered. And then, of course, last but not least, our infant's room. She's gorgeous. We love her. We're obsessed. And then I think I've missed, this is, again, either I plan on it being like a in-law suite of sorts, but it could also just be a guest room. And I like the way she came out. And again, this picture from university, what a slay. What a slay. But that is the overall house. I'm really proud of how she came out. And I just, like, overall really like my idea, obviously. But I like that the Sims team in the last few years has really been, like, modeling worlds and whatnot off of what is real life. And I think with this pack idea that I had, not only would the architecture be really beautiful, and I know for facts that a lot of people would love to see hotels, including me. I would love, love, love to have hotels. But I think the art, the music, the cuisine that you could add in with a pack like this, as well as overhauling and incorporating some of the packs and the base game elements we already have, such as voodoo and ghosts, would really be cool. And then, like, that concept of tourism, I think, is really valuable and important. And then, obviously, overall, I think it would be really important and, like, kind of beautiful, in my opinion, as someone who's been affected by hurricanes in my life, and understands that a large portion of the country I live in the United States, has also been affected. So, like, they could do something with a hurricane relief program, work with local artists, highlight local simmers, and, like, really get into the lore and, like, more of the history side that we used to see with games like The Sims 3 and The Sims 2. So, overall, that's my idea. I would love to hear what you guys think. I would love for you guys to add on to it. I love reading your comments. I see all of your comments every single time, and I try to respond to them, but I also try not to be weird because, like, sometimes people don't want me to respond. I don't know. But anyway, I had a lot of fun building this house. I'm really proud of it. As always, it is on my gallery. My gallery ID is just Tiana305, and it is in the description box down below, per usual. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you did not like this video, do not give it a thumbs down. That would hurt my heart really bad. And if you'd like to continue to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You guys know I love when you do that. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.